Early voting begins tomorrow in Ohio and Indiana. Election officials say they're doing everything they can to assure voters about their health, ballot, and also time. Local 12's David Winter has that story live from the Hamilton County Board of Elections. David, what's the latest there?
Well, Kyle, the election officials here say that they are ready for tomorrow morning, and they've been planning this for months, all the way down to the smallest details, including enlarging this area for demonstrators and potential campaigners. It's 10 parking spots. Normally, it would just be these 2 parking spots in front of me. Now, this would normally be a big enough area for demonstrators and campaigners, but they are expecting an abnormally large crowd.
We're preparing for up to 50,000 voters that may decide to vote early in person during this 28-day period.
The head of the Board of Elections held a media open house today to show just how prepared the board is. There are 30 check-in stations. In 2016, there were just 10. 15,000 square feet of space. In 2016, there was 7,000. They can accommodate 160 people voting at one time.
Again, these voting booths will be sanitized, both the pen and the surface of the booths, before every and after every voter.
$1.4 million in PPE sanitizing supplies, masks, and new voting booths. And while the chair of the election board is satisfied that the early voting will go smoothly, she is still concerned about whether mail-in voting will.
Even though we've met with the post office, we've discussed possibilities and impossibilities, and they've assured us that the ballots would get there in a timely manner, I still worry that we will get a lot of ballots after that deadline.
And regarding the contentious nature of this election, we were curious about intimidation and potential confrontation at the polls. What accommodations are you making for security?
We've worked very closely with the Secretary of State's office as well as in consultation with law enforcement, and we're following their security protocols.
This new poll worker is hoping for the best.
Have you ever done this before?
I have not.
What do you expect?
I expect a lot of people. I expect a lot of happy, smiling faces and people paying their part.
You haven't done this before.
I have not.
Smiling faces? I don't know. We're going to have to wait and see. They have about 100 parking spots here for people. They don't think it's going to be a big parking problem. As far as traffic goes, they are going to direct people who are dropping off their mail-in ballots in the lockbox to the other side of the property. They're going to direct people to this side of the property, which is quite a distance away, in order to control some of the traffic who are going to be doing the in-person voting. Incidentally, 160,000 mail-in ballots going out in the mail tomorrow. Will this all work out? We'll find out in about 15 hours. Reporting live from the Board of Elections, David Winter, back to you.
We've got to be hopeful there, David. Thank you so much. We want to remind you, early in-person voting begins at 8 a.m. here in Ohio, Kentucky. Early voting there begins next week.